happy birthday to me. My birthday is tomorrow, you guys. But happy Monday, everybody. It's clearly the end of the month. But you guys are listening to Author Talk with me, Amy, Russell, Valerie, and our lovely author guest today is Maria. And like I said, my birthday is tomorrow, so you know it's going to be a good week for me. I'll be 34 tomorrow. And
Damn.
my kids have learned my age.
I thought you were like 36.
No, Russell, my kids have learned my age. And so I am now considered ancient to them. They can't believe I was around before, phones and all these kinds of things. And when we had commercials, because now we just have streaming. So yeah, to my kids, I'm ancient. Okay. Which is whatever, but I'll be 34. And then next Monday, next Monday, Josh will be 32. You guys, oh my gosh, we're in like birthday season. So you'll see a lot of photos coming from me. But this weekend was just enjoyment. So we had gotten back from our trip from Sedona. You guys know all about that. And so I just relaxed with the girls, took them to the pool and relaxed a little bit and did the bane of my existence is laundry. Maria, in case you don't know, I truly hate it. It just is the bane of I need what was that robot, Valerie, in the Jetsons? Do you know? Is it Rosa?
Judy.
Okay. I need a Judy, or I need the conveyor belt that just folds my laundry. One or the other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have small children laundry too, and that's so much. You're like towels, this, that. Oh wait,
they change. They go through like 15 freaking outfits, and if something's on, and then in their mind it's too tight, even though it's like fits 3 fingers, but it's too tight in their mind, it goes in the dirty clothes. It doesn't get folded back and put where it goes, because God forbid we do that. That's just not going to happen when you're a girl mom. So yeah, that was my weekend in a nutshell. I'm just relaxing before my birthday because we are doing, I don't think I've told you guys this, so I will tell you, and then you guys can talk about your weekend. We're doing Meadow's birthday party this year on the 4th of July. And so I have a a double water slide coming on Friday through the weekend. So I am just I don't even know, like the fog of the fact that I have a friggin' balloon arch I have to do and the balloon towers that I need to do.
I
And
believe in balloons. Balloons are important. Everyday balloons and party balloons.
And see, here's the thing. So Josh wanted to do her birthday party on the 4th and then like a 4th of July party in the evening. So they're kind of combined. And Meadow picked Hello Kitty as her theme. So I'm going to do pink and white friggin' balloon arch and somehow throw in some patriotic colors in the mix of this whole thing. So it's going to be really fun. So just look forward to the photos, you guys. But that will be my upcoming weekend, which will be that day and trying to survive this rager that Josh has now turned our 7-year-old's birthday party into this big, long 4th of July rager. So stay tuned for that.
Amy, wait. You have got to post on the Author Talk page some of these pictures too. You usually don't. I have to do it.
I know.
You have to do it because people have got to see this.
I will. It's gonna be just pure chaotic fun in a mix of 2 things that probably don't really go together.
I would not go to your house that day.
You shut your mouth. You would love it.
I would never go there that day.
He would.
Awful kids.
Amy, that was my life for so long. It's fun and it goes so fast. It's crazy.
I even hated my own kids' birthdays.
No.
Russell.
Russell.
I was a good dad. Someone's sneaking in.
Oh, it's Josh. He's just hiding. You heard me talk about him, so he's coming. But what did you guys do this weekend? I hope it was less or more eventful than mine.
So my birthday's tomorrow as well. So we share the same birthday. And so my sister's is June 8th, and my brother's is June 7th, and mine's June 9th. And so we went to a place, I don't know if you guys have it out there, but it's called Chicken and Pickles. So it's like a pickleball and like a huge bar that just opened there. So we all went there, stayed out way too late, but we had a lot of birthday celebrations this weekend too.
So it's a fried chicken and pickleball
chicken and pickle
place.
It's called Chicken and Pickles. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know, Russell, you don't have one in Houston. We're getting a chicken and pickle.
Pickleball and you have chicken.
Yeah.
That sounds so awesome.
It's an indoor
Yeah.
pickleball
I
place.
would love
Yeah,
that.
it's a lot of fun. I loved it. It was my first time there. They just opened maybe a couple of months ago here in Denver, but it's the only one we have.
It sounds so fun. That
Russell,
sounds
now
so
you're going to
fun.
have to come up to College Station, and I know that galls
Yeah,
your
I'd
soul.
rather slip my
But
wrist than go to College
I,
Station
I know, but we're getting a chicken and pickle.
or go
It's
to
going to be
your
by my house.
July 4th party.
Oh, now you
It
just,
was
Russell.
awful.
I'm going to invite you now. I'm going to video call you so you can see the pure chaos.
I'm sorry. I will be scuba diving in Mexico that day.
I know. I'm
Valerie,
excited
Sounds
what are
like
you
a lot of
doing?
fun.
What'd you do this weekend? And what did you have to drink? And Maria, Valerie goes to all these wonderful places and she has incredible lifestyle and giant family. And so they're always having parties and she has some fabulous drink every weekend. What was it this weekend, Valerie?
Let's see, we were back at the beach. So we were down at Crystal
Okay.
Beach and we were just working on the house a little bit, but also, going to the beach with my daughter and the new grandson is a totally different experience. And we're like, okay, when you grow
Yeah,
up, you're
that's
gonna get
almost as
this.
bad as Amy's July 4th parties.
Russell, I'm gonna mute Russell, Valerie. He don't know. I'm gonna mute him. So continue with your lovely story. I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pull out the baby pool and drag it. It's a good thing we have a truck so we can bring the baby pool to the beach and then bring all the sand toys and bring all the stuff. We have to starting over again, just like we did
I
a
love
long
that.
time ago with the other kids. And so, but yeah, going to the beach with the grandson is just so funny to see that all happen again. It's like a little deja vu for us, but it's great. And then we, of course, went out to dinner and to our favorite place, Tia Juanita's. And they have I didn't get this, but David got this. Like it's a massive
Nice.
margarita,
Like a
and it was a
fishbowl.
watermelon. Yeah, it was big. It was big, and then it had it was watermelon strawberry with an extra shot in it, and I was like, "Good thing I'm driving tonight." 'Cause
Yeah, right. That
Good.
gives him
Nice.
permission. I got to tell you, the 3 years Maria, I just moved back to Houston from Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta for 3 years. And the whole time we were there, it's like, why can they not get margaritas right? It's a strange thing. People like, oh, let's get creative with margaritas. No, let's stay with a good margarita. It's a great thing. So I know we were miserable for 3 years, missing real good
terrible.
margaritas. So I
Yeah, I
understand,
agree.
Valerie.
I tried a Mexican candy for the first time. It's a shot, and it was
It's good.
watermelon with the tahini. That was really good. That was the first time I've ever
Yeah,
tried
those are
it.
good. Those are really good. Yeah.
Mexican
So
candy. Well, you
Yeah, they're called Mexican candy shots.
yeah, they don't feel like liquor at all, do they?
No, but you would not think that there's tequila in there. The watermelon, I think, is good in any drinks.
Oh, sure, sure. And it was very refreshing.
During the summer.
We had oysters and the whole shebang. So just you can't get better than that. Gumbo
Nice.
and oysters. So
Nice.
So I leave for South Miami Beach as soon as the show's over.
Yeah.
And we're staying at South Miami Beach for a couple of days. And then we're going to, and I'm really excited about it. It's right there on South Miami Beach, and it's real close to where the ships move in and out. And we're going to have a great time. And then we're going to go scuba diving in Mexico. So
Nice.
that's my weekend's been packing and getting ready for that, right?
Yeah.
Making sure Rita is taken care of.
Oh, I do love her. How is our Rita doing? I love
She's
her.
perfect. Rita is my blonde golden retriever, Maria.
Oh,
And
mine's named Ray Ray. I have a pug.
okay, and my wife is convinced now that I love Rita way more than her. And it's kind of, but that's Rita's way nicer to me.
Rita is so cute. He takes her to like she has pool time and she goes to a
She-
daycare, and she is great. He
So
brought her on.
cute.
Yeah, he brought her on when she was a puppy. And I remember when they went to get her, and then she went to training, and they went and picked her up early because they missed her. And I just love it. I love this Rita Love and Russell.
And
I
Rita
love
has
it.
been going to cigar bars since she was 16 weeks old.
I
So she'll probably
love
die of
it.
lung cancer someday. Anyway, we need to thank our listeners. We are top 10% in some podcasts, top 1% in good pods on author interviews or independent author interviews or the art genre. Lots of genres. Something Amy is really expert at as she does stuff for other people's books. And we want to thank people that listen to us. We've been on air for 10 years. We've been on podcast channels for a few years after it got really hot. And I never could find us. And then Amy and Dina did something, and now even this boomer can find us. And if a boomer like me can find Author Talk on a podcast channel, then any of you can. Amy, where can people find us?
I love that Russell says it like that because it's very true.
It's
So
true.
I love that
mean,
he says
you don't
it
hide
that
the truth. Also, people, for the first time I want to mention this on our YouTube channel, push the hype button for us. You'll help us. Thanks.
Oh, Russell, way to go. But so to follow up what Russell said, you can find us anywhere that you can search for a podcast. You can type in Author Talk, look for the crimson, red, and gold, which is the part Russell's talking about. You will see all of our listen to all of our episodes over the past 10 years. You guys know that this is our 10th year, whole long year celebration of that. If you want to watch us, because we do also record our videos, you can come over to our Facebook group, our YouTube channel, any one of our social media platforms. You can see what we look like, how animated I tend to be with my hands. Valerie's better at controlling that than I am. If you want to have a good laugh with or at us and engage in the conversation, that's how you can go over there and do that. And you can see how we've evolved from how we started at
Which was
Russell's old
terrible.
place in Houston.
It was terrible.
It was a fun experiment, and how we've evolved into what we currently, our platform is today. But let's get Maria talking about her book and her journey to becoming a writer and an author. So Valerie, Russell, you guys take it away.
Maria, we always start out with letting people get to know you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to this point?
Maria Gallucci, and I'm a best-selling author on Amazon of Raised in Silence. So I'm a CODA, so I'm a child of deaf adults. So I was raised by two deaf parents. And then so growing up was like silence. That's why the title Raised in Silence. So people like assume silence means communication, but in my childhood it was anything but silence, because there were 6 of us kids, and I told my parents the only reason why you have 6 kids is because you're both deaf. It was very loud in the house.
Okay, that
And
was
it
a
was-
great joke, by the way.
Thanks.
Yes.
But it was 15 years in the making, actually. So I even reset like my phone to get a new phone, and I found like all of my old notes from me writing the book, and it was just amazing to see like what progress she did. So every year I had it on my New Year's resolution. I'm going to do the book. I'm going to do the book every year. Never did. And then finally last year, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to just do this. Otherwise it's not. And then it was published last year, and I've been Amazon's bestseller.
That's so exciting. I guess, do you have any like professional experience that helped guide you to become a writer, or were you just like always a writer as growing up, or what?
No, yeah, I always wanted to write. I still remember like writing, I loved I think it was called Fear Street, those R.L. Stein or whatever. I don't know if anybody remembers that, or if that's like way too long ago, but I used to read all of the murder mysteries, and I remember sitting like at the foot of like the window and just writing because I wanted to be a mystery writer, but then I ended up writing about being a CODA.
And I guess, where do you fall in the 1 of 6? Are you in the middle, the oldest, youngest? Where are you?
I'm the third to the oldest. So we are, so I'm right in the middle. And I was the one always helping my parents interpret and doing all that stuff, which is weird because you would think it'd be the older ones, but it was always me for some reason.
Mhm. Yeah, sometimes it depends on the personality of the child, right? Yes, because I like the media. I'm the mediator. I'm the crazy one. I don't know. I don't know. My sister's kind of the complainer.
It's so crazy how being raised the same, but everybody has a different personality, and that's how it is with our family too. Every single one of us is different in some way.
Hmm, hmm. I guess tell us a little bit of growing up. I mean, what is the youngest memory you can have of just like being aware that this was happening and just trying to adapt?
I think it was in kindergarten, and I always like knew that people they always stared and kind of like so I've always been self conscious of that to this day still. But so I was sitting with my friend, and my mom was coming up out of the car, and she was signing to me so I can see her like across the room. So I was communicating back, so we didn't have to yell because we use our hands. And then that's when I realized that something was different about like our upbringing and our culture, because to me it was normal because that's all we ever knew growing up. And then but my sister, she didn't talk till she was like 8 years old. They thought that she had like a communication issue, but she would always just talk to me and I would have to talk to the teachers for her. So I think that being raised like in the deaf culture like gave you more like awareness and more like paying attention to how others react or how others feel. And I think that was the first time that I realized that our normal was different than everybody else's.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I have a cousin that she was like practically my best friend growing up because we're the same age. And so we did everything together and she's deaf. And so I learned a sign language with her and all these different things, but just we would go places and she could talk somewhat and people just thought she had an accent, but and then we'd sign a little bit or she'd read lips and tell me what people were saying across the room, things like that. So I can totally relate. Just it's not, I mean, not growing up, but like just the experience of that. However, how about just when you were when you were a teenager? How did that affect you? I guess just by then you said in your story that you were 12 years old when you helped your parents buy a house.
Yeah, so I had our mom passed away when she was in her 40s. And so back then, this was like 25 years ago, they
Mm-hmm.
didn't have interpreters. And then that's the same as when they're buying the house. So we go into the room for the closing. So I've been an agent for 35 years. So I'm actually in the real estate business, but they were just giving her paper and there's no interpreter. And so I can see that my parents were confused. And so I just jumped in and started to interpret for them. And then I thought to myself, I'm never going to let somebody feel like they're less than or like they are understanding the paperwork. And so I've always loved like real estate and the finances at 12. And then for my mom, when she had terminal cancer, I had to actually interpret that for her. So I'm the one who had to tell her you have 1 to 3 months to live, because they didn't have any interpreters then. Like there's no
Mm-hmm.
like they have no access. And I feel like everybody should have the correct accessibility and things like that for your language.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about because my cousin also had an interpreter come with us all through school, because we both went to junior college together, and just so it was like no big deal. One more person, come on, But yeah, I know that is so difficult, and just I hate that you had to have that responsibility, but I'm sure just the empathy you developed and just your closeness to your parents, did that affect your writing as well?
Yes, I think so. And then all of us are still very, very close.
Hmm.
The sisters and brothers, because all we've had were each other. And then so and being stared at, making people feel like an outcast. And I've always stuttered my entire life, so I had to go to speech therapy when I was little and everything. So for me, yeah, I just felt like it was like I don't think that anybody should ever feel like they don't belong. And so for me, because we were always stared at and we were always made fun of, I think that it taught us resilience and empathy. And that's what I carry with my realistic because I know how it feels, because that's like one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. And so for me, for people who don't have accessibility to set somebody who's fluent in their own language, I think that's hard for them, and it makes them feel like they're not included, like I isolated. So for me, I think we grew up really tight and very together because we did all we did what we had each other, like we're all each other's best friends, my brothers and sisters.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. When was the turning point that you decided to go ahead and write this book?
I think it was probably in my 20s actually. And so I just always thought people not being included. And then so my son's gay, and so I already saw him like going through all that, all the stuff, because I think the LGBTQ plus community and the deaf and hard of hearing community go hand in hand, because they both all they want to do is just feel accepted and that they belong and not like an outcast. So for me, I was like watching Rian go through everything he went through by being gay, and then also what my parents went through. And I'm like, I'm just going to write a book so I can build awareness, because it's not just for the deaf and hard of hearing community. It's for everyone. It's for everybody who wants to feel different, misunderstood, and caught between worlds. And so for me, it's about family communication and finding your own place in life. It's not just for the deaf and hard of hearing.
Yes, I love that. Russell, you have some questions?
Yeah, I do. I want to hear some more stories about you and your brothers and sisters. I'm interested in uh and why did you need to go to speech therapy? I would like for you to discuss that a little bit too. I actually had to go to speech therapy too. I didn't speak clearly till like the last of the second grade. So
Yeah.
and my speech therapist turned out to be wonderful people. I thought I was going to play games every day. And that's what she made me think while she was teaching me to speak correctly. What was your experience? And did you feel ostracized for that you had to go to speech therapy? The kids were always jealous that I had extra
You got to
game
leave the
time
classroom. Yeah.
and go to games that I was always so excited. And tell us some more about. I know this is motivating you because this is what you're talking about and stressing when you answer questions to Valerie, is the time when you felt ostracized or different. I'm very interested in that. We all feel that, but some people, especially in elementary school and junior high, are targeted, and which is kind of your point. I want to hear more about that.
I think that people are not comfortable with the unknown. And so I feel like they don't try because they think that they're going to make a mistake. And so my motto is just try, because if you try with somebody, you don't know how you can change their entire day. It's like, so one act of kindness can change that. So growing up, I felt like we were the outsiders. So they would pull us from class. I got extra speech therapy because of my stuttering, which is, I don't stutter in sign language though. It's only when I talk, which is unusual. But so we always
Is
get
it
pulled.
unusual? Is that a thing, stuttering in sign language? Huh?
I don't know, because I mean, I have seen like people like wait a while to sign. So I don't know if that's like more of a stuttering thing, but I feel so much more comfortable signing than I do actually speaking. And I've always been like that. But I mean, ASL is my first language. Like I knew it before we even knew English. And so we always got pulled out of class. So we were already stared at to begin with, because our parents were different. Our parents were deaf, and they spoke differently if they used their voice. And so, and that's a good question, Russell, because I don't even know how my parents knew that I stuttered. So it must have been the teachers or something, because I was in in speech therapy since I can remember. So probably kindergarten. And we even were in a bilingual class. So I went to Spanish for 13 years, but I can understand Spanish, but I don't really know that language either. And
You
so
were bilingual, but your second language was signing, right?
signing was my first language.
That's
So
that's my
oh yeah,
point.
yeah. Oh yeah. So
Yeah, you
we did,
English and signing. You were bilingual.
yeah, exactly. And we didn't know how to talk and maybe that's why they put all of us into the speech therapy, because we were learning to talk through the TV and through the teachers and the counselors. Otherwise, we would have never really known English. And when I talk, I say things backwards, kind of, because when we sign, we actually sign backwards, like how Spanish has everything's backwards, and that's how American Sign Language is too. It's like different. It's backwards.
I didn't know that.
That's fascinating. Just the whole, I didn't even think like, because as a baby, you're talking to the baby and talking to the baby. And I guess like you're saying, just the impact, I guess, is coming from your siblings or like television so that's fascinating.
Yeah, and a lot of there's kids who actually had to go through. I think a lot of us CODAs have to go through speech therapy because some of them talk like their parents, like with the
because
accent
that's what
as
they
we say,
hear.
because that's what we hear.
Yeah,
and so we have to learn how to speak like the proper English and how to speak correctly.
What did you learn from the TV though? I mean, that's interesting. So you wouldn't. Where did you grow up?
In Colorado, in Denver. So I was born in New Hampshire, but I came here when I was 5, so I was young. So we were
You grew
raised
up in
in Colorado. Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So Colorado really doesn't have a Southern or Eastern accent. It's just kind of mid-American, right?
Yeah, exactly. We have no accents, but that's what we use. When we sign, I always say that we sign with accents, because on other, like on the East Coast, they'll do like favorite, which is what I was taught to say. Favorite was this, but out here it's favorite. And then birthday, like there's a lot of different signs that are different depending on which region you grew up in. And then so I always say that you have accents in sign language.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
What else do I not know about this? What are some of the other unusual things? I've got to ask this. Please forgive me, Valerie. Okay.
No, go.
You described when you were in kindergarten and the first time you were answering Valerie, the first time that you realized you were different. As a young child, and I think we all identify with this because we're all different in certain ways that we experience in our own life. I certainly have mine. What were some of the other times that you experienced difference as a young child?
I remember being in Vegas, and now I'm just remembering this story now, but I remember being in Vegas with my mom, and she was across the room, but she can't yell for us to know that she's trying to like find us. So I remember her just like waving and trying to get our attention. Like I'm back here. And so I had to like go back and get her, because she can't just like yell across the room or things like that. So I think that too was like a different turning point, because everybody again was like staring. And I know that people don't mean bad by doing that, because they're just like interested in what's happening even now, because one of my best friends is actually deaf, and so every time we go somewhere for breakfast or drinks or whatever, we would be signing, and everyone's still like now just like looks, but I think everyone is just staring because of how interesting the language is, because sign language actually is a very beautiful, like to be able to communicate with just your hands is just like I think a very special thing. So I feel like that a lot of situations like that make it different. And when I notice that, oh, we are different, but nobody has to be perfect. But I think that if you're just trying to like help or communicate, because we go to a bar all the time, Nadal and I, and they know that she's deaf and that I'm hearing, and they sign to her and they talk directly to her, which is huge in that culture, because a lot of people will talk to you or the interpreter instead of them, which makes them feel isolated and left out and not included, because you're supposed to be speaking with them, not us. And so I think that that's a big difference too.
Yes. I was also wondering, how did growing up like this affect how you parented your own child?
It made, I have a huge heart, and I think that I have a huge heart because I have a very soft heart, which is probably not a good thing, but because I feel bad for everyone. For me. So when my son came out as gay, for me, because I'm already used to the culture and I'm already used to being an outcast, and now he came out at 12, which the counselor said was very rare, because they say that they usually don't come out so young. And so I think because I'm so inclusive and because I have empathy for a lot of people, I think that's what made him comfortable coming out. And so I think for me, it just made, it gave me, I think it gave me a big heart, because I saw what people go through being made fun of or being like left out. So for me, when he came out, I'm like, oh no, that's fine. Like you're fine. You're loved. You're a human. You're just the same. And so I think for me, it just gave me more resilience and empathy for others.
Yes, exactly. I guess, how did you plot doing this story initially? Did you just start recalling things with your brothers and sisters, or, talking to your dad, or just how did you plan out your story? Because I mean, I know you want to include so much information sometimes, and you're like, I want everybody to know like what it was like.
Yeah, exactly. I would talk to my dad. My dad actually passed away a couple of years ago, coincident, same cancer as my mom 25 years later. But so I would talk to stories about him, or like from him, about how we were raised. And then I would talk to my brothers and sisters. And so I think, and it was very interesting writing the book though, because I feel like a lot of us forget our childhood. And so when, like, the editors, because we had to edit it and everything, so when they were editing the book, I would like remember stories and everything from our childhood, and I'm like, oh my God, like I forgot about that. Like I can't believe how many stories we have that we just forget about. So for me, I loved the book. I loved writing it, because it made me remember being a kid and like what we all went through and things like that.
Okay, I have to say something. Hold on, I'm sorry, Valerie. So
no, it's okay.
I don't know. Have any of you guys seen the movie If with Ryan Reynolds?
Oh no, I've never.
Okay.
No, I have not.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So it's like a kid's movie, and I watched it, and it's a kid's movie that makes you cry as an adult, and you're just like, why are you crying at this kid's movie? But what you said, it resonated with me because it's what the movie. So the movie is called If It's Imaginary Friends, right? And in this movie, this girl had to grow up really quick. She lost her mom at a young age. So her imaginary friend she was doing grown-up things because it was just her and her dad was sick at the time after she lost her mom. But her imaginary friend comes back and helps remember that, hey, like she still is a kid, right? And at the end, she realizes that the guy that she's been seeing that has been helping her through these things was her imaginary friend from when she was younger. And the two of them didn't connect until like the very end.
Just gave me goosebumps.
I know the two of them didn't connect to the very end, but they have her like go and help these other imaginary friends reconnect with their adult, friends, like these kids that have turned into adults. And so that's what is for me was the most hitting part, because there is, like you were saying, like I smelt a candle the other day and I had called my mom and I was like, do you remember those little like slick oil beads that you could put in the bathtub from when I was little that my grandmother would bring me or my mom would buy me? And this candle smelled just like that. And it made me think of this movie about how like she remembered this whole thing and it made me cry. And so I was like, oh my God, what you said is like so true. Like we do forget those things. And then going kind of back down memory lane. So it sounds like for your book kind of brought it back. And I feel like as an adult, we do kind of forget these things. And when we have kids, when they're little, we remember. And then as they get older, they go away again. So, oh my God, I'm going to have to watch this movie and cry today. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Anyway, to watch that movie.
Yeah,
now I want to see it.
It's on Netflix. It's really good.
I'm going to have to watch that.
but it's a great movie. But anyways, I'm sorry, Bella. It made me think of
No,
it. So
it's fine.
continue.
No, what I like about this whole show is that we're talking about family and just good memories. You have, of course, some other memories that might just, but that these are memories that shaped us, and I feel like that's how it impacted your writing as well. Tell us about the whole book in general. Just it's not just memories, I'm sure.
No, it's about it's got some stories and it's got some humors and it even has tips throughout the book and of telling you how to be more inclusive. And I think that if readers remember one thing from Raised in Silence, I hope that it's not everyone communicates the same way, but everyone, in my opinion, deserves to be understood, included, and valued. And so that's what I hope readers get from the book. And so I feel like it's just more about awareness and teaching people how to be inclusive and how to not make people feel isolated, and that I think all of us can carry in our lives and do better, because I think that, like I was saying earlier, I think one act of kindness to someone that day could literally change their day.
Yeah. Russell, you have some more?
What are you reading right now? What book are you reading?
I'm reading The Teacher by Frida. Is her name Frida?
What's it about?
It's a mystery.
Yes. Yes.
I love mystery books and Lifetime. I love Lifetime too.
Those are the two. Those are pretty
What
good.
is Lifetime?
It's like a movie network. Yeah.
The channel.
Oh, it's the channel. Yeah.
Lifetime. I'm telling you, they were throwing out some real ones.
Is that like that Christmas channel that I hate?
Not
so
like
much?
the Hallmark channel.
That's Hallmark.
Okay.
But like Lifetime throws out, they have like some good like actual stories that they've recreated.
Yes.
And then they have some like really good like thriller suspense on there. But I don't know, because I also, Russell, you're going to totally judge me for this, but I did purchase
I judge
the
you
Hallmark.
anyway.
I know, the Hallmark app. So me and the girls like continuously watch Christmas movies. So.
I do judge you, Maria. I was a divorce lawyer for 40 years. I'm empathetically challenged.
Yes.
Which is why I was a good divorce lawyer, because
yeah,
right?
It's
very true, Russell. Yeah.
Everything you guys are talking about is right out of the book written by Proust. You need to read Proust. It's the ultimate definition of what you're talking about. Both.
I'll have to write that down.
Yes.
Proust.
Which part, Russell? Which part of
the first book? You start. It would be a sin to read any other book first. There's 7 books written by Proust. The first book is the one you should read.
Okay, so the first one.
And what is the name of the book?
I don't know. It's sitting. I've read all 7 twice, but I get the names are changed based upon the interpretation that you read. It's French, Maria, and it's so there is an argument about what the exact name of each book is and what part of the book is book 1 and book 2. It's very confusing, but none of that's important. What's important is that you read it, and it's beautiful, and it's just about what it's like Amy's description of smelling something and then having a whole burst of memory about when she was a child, or when you were going with your editor and they use a word and you have a explosion of memories. That's what it's about.
Do you guys remember these like little oil beads? Does anyone
remember them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the pink ones and the teal ones. Yes.
And then I used to always play with it. And you know how you can like scrunch it?
Yes. And then my mom always hated when I would get a bath because she'd get in the next day and about fall on her ass because it's so slick.
It's so slick.
Yes.
I guess my family was too poor to have stuff like that.
I remember those. But I like the memory that came back. I mean, was the smell of it. But I remember that's where I learned what a couple meant, because I had irritated my mom. Like she had asked me for a couple, and I was like, "Well, what's a couple?" And trying to figure out. And she's like, "It's 2 or more." And I was like, "Okay, 2, right?" So like it's just like the memory that I remember, and now I'm like on the search for that. And it all kicked off. My mom had given me a bunch of like Mother's Day candles and stuff from Bath and Body Works, and they all smelled like this. So she was here with this whole thing. So it was just a cool, like, well-rounded moment. But I don't know who you're talking about, Russell. So
and it's crazy what things you go through remembering, and even like you were saying, this certain smell that's like deja vu, or if you see something like driving and then it just like triggers memory. But it was a very cool experience going through my childhood, and then the things that you actually do forget, and then you're like, oh, I remember that. And so it was awesome.
I feel like this whole book came from love, just like you wrote it out of love, and then sharing that experience with the readers is even more. And then, then you have all the other great things in the story as well, but just, the whole experience that shaped you thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was an amazing experience, and for me to help other people just connect and just be more inclusive, for me, that gives me so much like warmth in my heart to just help people.
Yes, I agree. So where can people find your book?
It's on all book platforms, and it's on Amazon, and then also raisedinsilence.com. They can go there, and they can go to Amazon or any of the other bookstores.
Nice. I love it.
Amy, you were gonna say
something? I was gonna say something, and then one, you took my question, which is where everybody could find it. But two, it was I don't know. So okay, like I said, I'll be 34 tomorrow. Don't judge me. Russell already judges me enough. You guys don't need more. But I think I don't know. Now that I have kids and seeing how other families interact with their kids and the differences between that, I think it really, like, when you're younger, you hear the saying that like, oh, everybody's different, embrace it, right? But I think once you like have kids or you get older and you see it, then you really start to see like the beauty and like, wow, like literally the saying, you don't know what happens behind closed doors. You don't know what, you don't walk a mile in someone else's shoes kind of thing. It does come like full circle for me. So I don't know. This year's been a lot of just like, wow, like everyone, it's embracing the beautifulness and differences. So it's
like cool. Reflecting back on what you can do. I think that's like huge.
Yeah,
especially when you have kids, like because you want your kids to be to do unto others what you want on you. You know what I mean? Like put yourself in their shoes. And I think especially when you're raising kids, to make them or to have them learn those lessons are going to make them so much more powerful through school, because the kids are not nice like during school and high school, like they're just mean. So by helping them not be that way makes them stand out and makes them different.
Okay, I totally agree with Maria. I got to tell you a story, and then I'm going to make Amy leave. When I raised my kids, there's always, I told my kids, everybody has something they're different about. Some people can't hide it as well as others. And people are mean to those people. Don't let them. I always told my kids that. And both of my sons, at some time, as they were being raised, it happened in middle school, both times, intervened to help a kid like that. And I was called down to the principal for both sons who helped a kid like that. And the second time, the principal knew what I was going to say. But my response was good.
Exactly.
And I was very proud of my sons because I was not that way. And I told my kids how bad I felt not to have stood up for the one who couldn't hide their difference that we all have, and and my sons learned that lesson and were better than me, and I was real proud of them, and I think that's important, and I think your book's important.
Thank you so much. And that's why I always taught Jordan and Rian both, like, And they've lived life like that. So when everything was happening to Ryan, when he was being made fun of, I think that made him stronger because he was already taught not to do that. So he was able to be resilient against that. You know what I mean? And then and they would always help other people as well. And I think us, it starts with us. It starts us as parents. We're the ones who are going to teach our kids to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I've never sounded more like my mom until recently. No one told me that as like going on 7 is the same as going on like 16.
Don't be like your mom.
What? My mom is awesome. But yeah, there are moments that I sound like my mom. But Maria, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and hang out with us, to talk to us about your book and to help us kind of understand your book and everything like that. So I just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This was so much fun, especially the day for our birthdays.
I know. I love it. All right, you guys. Well, we hope everybody has a fantastic Monday, a great rest of your week. And until next week, you guys, bye for now, everybody.